G, you cutting Perrion Winfrey if you're the Browns right now?
Man, I just did a blog on Locked On Browns podcast. Go subscribe to that, by the way. They can't wait on him. They can't, I don't have any expectation level for him because this is this is a situation where you talked about it before. When people go to the combine and be out of shape, go to the combine, fail a weed test. You knew this was coming, but you didn't do it. If you're Perrion Winfrey and you watch them sign veteran after veteran, they go a different route and trying to bring in other guys on the defensive line to get it better. You guys had an opportunity to do it last year. You didn't make your mark last year. The writing's on the wall. They saying, look, we got to get guys in here that's ready to play. You had some issues last year with Myles Garrett, people just saying, hey, you're a little immature. He need to learn how to be a pro. And I don't know what's going on with who you put hands on or how it even went down. Sometimes I got an issue with people just being out doing stuff. At some point in time, like my mom, my dad, my family want me to come do something. Sometimes it's no, I ain't going to do nothing. You know what I'm doing? I ain't having no cookouts. I ain't having no family reunions. I'm not going to the corner store. I'm going to be in here watching film, lifting these weights in my house by myself because I need to get my mind together because I got an opportunity to do something. And especially when Jim Schwartz is a new coach. When you got a new coach, you got an opportunity to make yourself be known hey, I'm in here doing my thing. I could get a starting position. Now the new coach is looking at you bro, I ain't even had no conversations with you. And now you do, They can't wait on him. We'll see what they do in the offseason, but I wouldn't be surprised that he might get cut.
What about you, Jason?
I don't think he's on the team in the fall. I don't know that it happens today or tomorrow.
Right.
You got to let the legal process play out and all that, but it's certainly frustrating because the talent is there, but, we said it last year, at the end of the year, that there's maturity issues there, and he's got to grow up. He's got a lot of growing up to do. Clearly that hasn't taken place, and there's got to be a ton of frustration from the Browns end of it. They knew when they were drafting him there was a risk there. There was enough there in his background that they knew, and they took him anyway, and here you go. And he was a problem throughout the season. There's some things that I think happened that didn't even come out that he was involved in, and now here we are in the offseason, and now you have this again. So I don't think he's worth the frustration that he's. Listen, if you're worth it, they'll put up with it.
Right.
Look Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. Perrion Winfrey is not in that category. No. We know what they've done in the offseason in terms of building up the interior of the defense. He showed flashes of promise last year, but not enough to make you say he's worth all this. And plus, let's be honest, the Browns' history on violence in women is not great. They with the Kareem Hunt and the Deshaun Watson, fair or not, they have a reputation.
Yep.
And
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
But Manziel was already here. Yeah, they brought in Kareem. They brought in Deshaun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said violence against women. I want to be very careful because Deshaun, obviously, it's not necessarily violence against women, just behavior. I should say behavior toward women.
Yes.
With Kareem and Deshaun and bringing these people in. And it's something at some point, that reputation's going to catch up to them. I think he's more trouble than he's worth, whether it's now or at the end of camp or at some point in between. I think they will probably move on from Perrion.
What do you got? You got something from Mary Kay on this?
Yeah, so Mary Kay just posted an article that McNugget sent over to me. And so an update on Winfrey, he is currently out on a $1,000 bond wearing an electronic monitoring device, and he has a court date on Tuesday. According to the reports, he was trying to force Mac home with him to leave the area. When she refused, he tried to use force. Bystanders intervened. Winfrey backed off. And now there's an emergency protection order for Mac against Winfrey, which if he prohibits from doing anything and having any contact with her whatsoever.
Okay, listen. Obviously, this guy's got issues. If this is all true as we've heard it, he's a really bad guy. I decided a couple of years ago that I'd change my tune on this. I can separate the player from the person, as I decided to do with Deshaun Watson and other people on other teams. I've said it once a million times. There's crappy guys on every team. There's crappy guys in every walk of life and every business. But you're right. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Probably not with him. Honestly, if I'm the Browns, I'm calling him. I'm saying, do you want to play? Are you interested in playing for the Cleveland Browns? Are you interested in being in the NFL? If the answer is yes, I have now zero tolerance. I give him a chance to be excellent. If he's great offseason on the field, if he's great in training camp, what the hell? I'll keep him a little longer. But if there's any doubt at all, then I'm cutting his ass at the end of training camp.
I like I like what you said right there. I like call him up on the phone and say, look, man, zero tolerance.
Yeah, that's it.
If the cafeteria lady say you looked at her crazy,
That's right.
bye. If you get a speeding ticket, peace out.
Yes.
If you miss practice, you forget to have your cleats on, you're done.
And you have to go 100% every practice. I want you to be the best player on the field every moment you're there. The second that doesn't happen, your ass is out of town. And maybe he doesn't care.
And so here's the thing about it. It's difficult. Like, and think about it. We're not asking, like, this is not something we ain't saying. If tomorrow Deshaun Watson, everybody in the room right now say, if Deshaun Watson had any new allegations, what would you say? Hey, I can't do it no more, bro. If he had today new stuff, right? So Deshaun Watson is on zero. Like,
I don't know about that.
I don't agree.
No,
230 guarantee.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the league.
Maybe.
If today there was new allegations and it was like not from back then, it was like
Crocker Park.
3 months ago.
Behind the
I didn't even mean that.
what's the restaurant called again? I forgot.
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. And you have any
man.
Cheesecake
I see
Factory
you, baby.
situation?
I'd see you. Have fun in those creamsicle uniforms.
Yes, that's funny. He would have a problem. They would try to put him underneath the jail. Yeah. So no, you don't have a 0 to good. And here's the thing, I don't even know if he's that good. I don't even know if he's like an impact player. I'm not doing that for a rotational piece.
No.
He's a backup on this team.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Unless he comes in offseason and training camp and just kills it and looks like the best player we've ever seen, I'm cutting his ass. But I'll give him that chance. All right, that's it. Anything else on Perrion Winfrey?
No, that was all the updates
All right,
I
we'll
have.
see you tomorrow.